this is Martin Seca all the way from Texas. I just want to say it's a true honor to be here with you this evening. And I want to thank Dr. Willie Jolly and Change the World Summit, also Shay and Trevor for giving me this opportunity. You know, everything starts with your mindset. Your mindset sets everything up for your success. And when you have the right mindset, everything just seems to click. Everything keeps going. See, even before marketing, even before sales, even before all the production, you've got to have the right mindset. Let me show you just a little bit of what I mean on this thing. See, when you get enough knowledge, and Les Brown says that knowledge is the new currency. So when you get enough knowledge, things start to happen, see? But then you get your skills down. When you get your knowledge and your skills growing, your mindset starts to grow. And we all need to change our mindset. Let me share something with you very quickly. When I grew up, I was growing up in a baseball. I grew up in a baseball family. My dad loved baseball. Year in, year out, we used to play in the summer, in the winter, every time we played baseball. Well, when I was in high school, my best friend and I were head-to-head in everything. We're very competitive in everything. He was third base, I was shortstop. We would race to see who would get the most bases stolen, the most hits. Well, in our senior year, I still remember this, we tried out for the Kansas City Royals. We went to the local university, or in Austin, Texas, and tried out for the Kansas City Royals. And of course, out of 150 participants, only one got chosen, and it wasn't me. But later on that year, my friend asked me, "Hey, Martin, I'm going to another university to try out for the team. You want to go with me? We might make it." And I said, "Man, Mario, I really want to go. But you know what? I don't have any money." And he said, "Just get $20 from your dad. Just get $20, and we'll sleep in the van, and we'll eat hot dog, whatever we need to eat, sandwiches. Just go and try out." I said, "I can't go." Well, he went, and about 4 weeks later, about a month later, he got a letter accepting him or offering him a full-ride scholarship. And he told me about it, and I said, "Oh my goodness," it hit me. I lost an opportunity. Over $20 that I could have asked my mom, my dad, my uncle, somebody, I lost an opportunity because I didn't ask or I wasn't prepared. Well, here I'm going to give you some information as a symbolic $20 so you won't lose your opportunity when success comes. So you don't lose the chance that you might have. I want you to have the symbolic $20 to say, "Yes, I'll go." Not only go, but make the team. So the mindset is the first thing you got to get ready. And one of the first things, of course, mindset is broken down into many things. And the first one that I really, really believe with all my heart that is vitally important is your attitude. Okay? Your attitude is very, very important, and we must know that. Your attitude changes everything. How many of you know somebody with a negative attitude? I think we all do. It changes the atmosphere. You could be in a room full of people and everything is going right, and then this person with the wrong attitude or a bad attitude or a negative attitude comes in, and it seems like they put a wet towel over the room. Everything goes down. Everything changes with that. But how many of you know somebody with a positive attitude? It's incredible that you don't even have to talk to this person, and they walk in and they're like, "Oh, there he is," or "There she is." Attitude has a lot to do with your success. The mindset of a right attitude is the pathway or stepping stone to get into where your destiny is at. So attitude has a lot to do with it. Now, let me ask you this. How long does it take to change an attitude? A lot of people say, well, it takes 21 days because it's a habit. Let me let you know something. It doesn't take 21 days. It doesn't take 21 hours. It doesn't take 21 minutes or 21 seconds. This is how fast you can do it. I remember a story. My mom, when we were small, we lived in Plainview, Texas. And we had a very small house. And you can go in the front door, you get into the living room, then you walk into the kitchen, then you make a turn, and you go into the bedroom. It was a one-bedroom house. And there was connecting doors all over, so you can go from one room to the other. Well, my mom, I would make her a little upset sometimes, and I would run, and she would chase me. And my mom is a pretty, she's kind of like, well, she's blessed. Let's call her blessed. So she would follow me, and she would be crying, and she would be speaking to me and screaming at me as I was running towards, I would go to the kitchen, then I would go to the bedroom, jump on the bed, get up, go to the living room, and run, and she would be crying. I'd make her cry, and she'd be yelling at me in Spanish, Martín, vas a ver cuando llegue tu papá, te va a pegar, and I would just still be going, and the phone would ring at the same time. Well, she would be crying while answering the phone, she'd go, and then she'd go, hello? That's how fast you can change your attitude. It's up to you. It's about a decision that you make to say, you know what? This is the attitude that I am going to have from now on. It's an attitude. And an attitude changes everything. I remember one time I went to a local bank here where I live, and I was the first one there. Because when I walked to the glass doors, the janitor was coming and he was opening the door. So I was the first one in. I was the first one in line. About 10 seconds after I came in, a young lady came in a rush, and she went to the back, and I knew she was a teller because she went straight into the back, and all the windows had that little sign that says next window, next window, next window, next window. So I went to the window, and she was there. She said next, so I went up, and I said, ma'am, I need this check cash, and I need a money order. When I looked at her, I could not believe this, and this is a true story. I looked at her, and she only had one eye painted in mascara. The other one, it did. And I looked up, and I had to take a double take. I was like, ma'am, I need the... I don't know what type of morning she had. I don't know if she was running late, if she had a flat tire, if she spilled coffee on her skirt, she had to go back. But I knew that she was in a hurry. She only had one eye painted. But her attitude was incredible. Incredible. And I was thinking to myself, this can't be happening. Really? Really? Is she really like that? I wonder if she knew. Her attitude was amazing. I said in the back of my head, should I tell her? Should I tell her that she's only got one eye mascara? Her hair was all wet and it was all back just like that because she was in a hurry. And I thought to myself, should I tell her? Should I not tell her? And I said, no, I better not tell her. Her attitude was incredible. But we must look a little bit deeper than just attitude. Because when we hear the word or the words, she's got an attitude or he's got an attitude, we usually connotate it to a negative content. We must understand that attitude changes the whole situation, especially for you. Those who want to be successful. But let's look a little bit deeper than just attitude. Attitude has a lot to do with your success. But before attitude, we're going to look a little bit deeper, and that is your certainty. There are people that are certain, and there are people that are uncertain. People that are certain demand command in the room. When they walk in, people that are certain walk a different way, talk a different way, carry themselves in a different way. They have no problem making decisions. This is what we're going to do. This is the direction that we're going to go. We need to have more people that are certain of what they want in life. We have too many wayward wanderers going about life at 30, 40, 50, 60, even 70 years old, wondering what they're going to do. And then there are others that are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, that know exactly what they want to do. See, people with certainty know how to make decisions. And that's what we need. We need people to know how to make decisions, that know how to make decisions. And it's important to do that because there are also other people that are uncertain. They're uncertain about everything. They do. Now, let me tell you this. Years ago when my kids were younger, we used to get out of church and I always used to ask general question, where does everyone want to eat? Well, my wife wanted to eat something, and my daughter wanted to eat something else, and my son wanted to eat something else. And we could never decide. We would drive all along the boulevard and look at all the restaurants, and then make a turn back and then come back. Nobody could decide until I said, you know what? I'm getting more hungry and things are not happening. So what I started doing, I said, look, listen, when I get out of church, I would say, we're all eating chicken. And they would say, Dad, I don't want chicken. Honey, I don't care. I made a decision. This is where we're at. And we got to be people to make decisions. People who are uncertain for the regular part are negative people because they don't know what they want in life. People that are certain are usually, for the most part, positive people because they know exactly where they're headed. They know exactly their purpose in life and they move in that direction. So we must understand people that are certain make changes in their lives whenever they need to for the positive. Now, let me ask you this, just the same question that I asked about attitude. How long does it take to change an attitude? An instant. Let me ask you this. How long does it take to change certainty? Well, let me tell you something. Let me put it this way. What can make an uncertain person certain? Let's find out. Let me give you this analogy here. Say you have a little house here. And around that house, you have a moat. A moat is I don't know if you ever watched the old movies where there's castles and there's ditches, there's big ditches around the castle, and sometimes they put water or tar or oil so the enemy can't just go straight in. That's a moat. Say there's a moat here, and it's about 50 yards. It's a big moat right here. And inside the moat, there's poison snakes, poison sharks, poison piranhas, poison everything in there. Okay? Now, outside this moat, there is an 8-foot fence. There's an 8-foot fence with that ribbon wire all the way around it, and it's got electricity on the fence. Now, if you and I were outside this moat, or this house, you and I were outside, and I would tell you, if you go through, around, over, under the fence, you run this and you swim across the 50 yards of the poison snakes, the piranhas, the shark, and all, and then you go right inside. Inside the bedroom of this house is a $5 bill. How many of you would do it? Not very many. Why? Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So what we need to do is change the atmosphere here. Listen. If you would have the same fence, the same moat, the same house, you and I were outside and someone would call and say, hey, I have your child inside. You've got 20 minutes to come inside and you rescue your child. How many of you would do it? Absolutely. Everyone. Do you know why? Because now there is a meaning for your goal. The problem or the challenge we're having now is we don't put a meaning strong enough to pull us into the goal or the destiny that we need to be in. We want goals, and we put goals, and we do things, and we make decisions with no meaning. But we need to understand that when we put a meaning to something, a strong enough meaning, there is no fence, no moat, no electric charge, no anything that will stop us from getting to our goals. So we need to have meaning to our goals. When we have a strong enough meaning to our goals, it will project us, it will propel us, it will pull us to the place that we want to be. Too many people have goals, but there's no meaning to the goals. And we must have a meaning to the goals. We have to have a meaning. If we don't have a meaning, nothing's there. Nothing is important enough for us to pull or to push or to see our way through. Nothing is important for that. So we need to have a meaning. We need to have a meaning. Can I get a marker quickly? Okay? It's important to know that. Okay? Now, that's certainty. Certainty is very, very important. We have to have certainty. This is what gives us certainty. Very important. Now, let's go a little bit deeper than that. So we have attitude. We have certainty. But let's just go a little bit deeper than that. And I think this is the root of everything, of why people fail and why people succeed, why people overcome and some people don't. You've got to have a belief system. Everyone must have a belief system. And let me ask you this. Who picks your belief system? It's a simple question. You know who does? You do. You pick. You pick your belief system. Now, let me break this down, and I hope you get this content, because I believe that content is king. But life-changing content is the whole courtyard. So I want you to get this. If you want to be a success in life, if you want to be an overachiever, if you want to be something that you've always dreamed of to get to your goals and to where you really want to be, you've got to pick this up. It all starts with your belief system, even before certainty and attitude. Okay, so your belief system has got to be in place. So let me break this down. The U for you pick is upbringing. Your upbringing. No one can change your upbringing. You did not choose the parents that you had. You did not choose the neighborhood that you lived in. You didn't choose the schools that you went to. It's important to know that your upbringing, it has a lot of influence on you as you're a child. You can't pick a lot of things that you grew up with. See, your upbringing, you learn from your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your uncles, your peers, your friends, your teachers, your counselors. Everything was sponged in. It was going in, and it made you a part of the person that you are right now. Your upbringing, you can't change your upbringing. But let me let you know something. Sometimes your upbringing can keep you enslaved to a place that you should not be. And we call those slaves excuses. Excuses. And we make too many excuses of why we can't do this, why we can't go back to school, why we can't go start that business, why we can't venture off into doing things. Excuses. You may say, well, you know what, Martin? I've been divorced. That's an excuse. You can still be a success. Well, I've been in jail. Well, you know what? You can start over and you can still be a success. Well, I'm a slow reader. I'm a slow learner. It doesn't matter. You can still be a success. Well, I don't have any education. You know what? You can still be a success. There is no excuse. See, a lot of people use this as a crutch. They're well, my mom didn't ever take me to school, or my dad didn't treat me well. No, that's in the past. You've got to make a decision. That's why you got to be a person of certainty. That's why your belief system has got to be intact and strong. So your upbringing is sometimes your excuses and your crutch. Let me go a little bit further. See, the next one, the P in the U pick, is passion. You got to have a passion for something, anything. There's got to be something that bursts in your heart that no one else may understand, but only you. That's what keeps you going through a storm. That's what keeps you going through a circumstance, through your dark hour, through your midnight crisis. Passion is the thing that pulls you out and says, you know what? This is what I long to do. I don't know why. That's when you chase your dream. You've got to have a dream. You've got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, there's no purpose, there's no life, there's no goal, there's no worthwhile fulfillment out there somewhere. And then once you have a dream, you got to have a passion enough to chase that dream with everything that you have. You got to have a passion about something. You got to have something that everyone knows, oh, that's what he does, that's what she does. You've got to have a passion like no one else. You know, the Greeks didn't write obituaries. They only asked one question of those who passed. They asked, did he have a passion for anything? And people would say, yeah, he had a passion for this or that. He said, if he had a passion, he lived. But it was a sad story when they find out that there was no passion for the person that passed. You've got to have a passion. Passion for whatever it may be. A passion for writing, a passion for speaking, a passion for helping, a passion for building, whatever it may be, a passion for educating, a passion for encouraging, whatever it may be, whatever your passion is, it's not too small. It may be too small for someone else, but for you, it's greatness. Some people say, you know, I have a passion for cooking. Great! Cook your heart out. I have a passion for taking care of kids. Fantastic! Help the next generation. But you have to have a passion. You have to. If not, you're not living. So here we go. You got upbringing, you got passion, and the next one, very important, is integrity. Integrity. It's a word we don't use very much here in our English language, modern English language, but we need to understand that integrity is very important. You know, we know the word, we've heard it, but we really don't understand it. Let me explain this to you. Integrity is an algebraic expression from algebra. And it comes from the root word integer, which means whole or complete. So this is what I mean. When two things come together and they make one, it's a whole, that's integrity. So if you're going to be a person of integrity, your words and actions need to come together. Because we got too many people promising one thing and then they don't come through. That's not a person of integrity. And if you've ever needed people of integrity, it's now. We need people of integrity in all levels of leadership, in all levels of business, in all levels of family and relationship. We need people of integrity. We need their words and their actions to be one. In other words, when you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. When you say you're going to do something, do it. If you promise something, you better come through. You know, my grandfather, before he passed, he told me, you know what, I remember when they didn't have any contracts. Now they have to sign contracts in triplicate. When back then, a handshake and the word of a man was his bond. We need people of integrity if we're going to be a success. So we have upbringing, we have passion, we have integrity. Oh, I like the next one. Character. Character. We need people of character. If you're going to be a success, you got to be a person of character. Now, character, I'll break it down very simple. Very simple. Character is who you are when no one's watching. Doing the right thing when no one is watching. Have you ever noticed, for those of you that are CEOs or bosses or managers, you walk into the office and everybody starts working. There's a lack of character there. See, we need to be people of character, doing the right thing even when no one's watching. It's important to be that person everywhere you go, whether you're at your work, your family life, church, wherever you may be. It's important to know that we need people of character. So we have upbringing, passion, integrity, character. I like this next one. This next one you're going to like is knowledge. Knowledge is what's going to get you to the place you need to be. Les Brown says knowledge is a new currency, and I truly do believe that. Knowledge, if you get enough knowledge, it will trump every excuse that you have in your upbringing. You may say, you know what, I don't have enough education, I'm divorced, or I've been in jail, or I'm an ex-cocaine. It doesn't matter what it is, or I grew up in the desert, I grew up in Harlem, or I grew up, it doesn't matter. See, if you have enough knowledge, and then you apply it, it will trump out your upbringing. If you had a bad upbringing with all the excuses, that's what happens when you get enough knowledge. But you've got to be hungry for this. Les Brown says you've got to be hungry for these things. I'm telling you right now, this will change your life. It starts off with your belief system. Then it goes to your certainty. Then it goes to your attitude. It's important that we just can't look at people at the superficial level of just attitude. You got to go in a little bit deeper. When you see somebody with a negative attitude, it's not just their attitude, it's their belief system. Because they're uncertain, because their belief system is shaky. So we need to know this. We need to know this. When we know this, everything changes. I believe that the belief system is the root of your life, of your success. The root of your life and success. And the trunk of the tree is your certainty. And the fruit of everything is your attitude. It's important to know that. If you're going to be a success, I'll tell you, go for what you need to go to. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Because if you don't follow your dream, you'll be thinking and thinking and thinking about it and thinking about it. And the more you think about it and not act on it, the sadder it gets. I'm telling you, we have too many unfulfilled people in the world. Too many people that die without fulfilling their dreams. One of those persons was my mom. She died 6 years ago, not fulfilling her dreams. And she told me, I want to do this, I want to do this, Martin, I want to do that. Well, 6 years ago, I decided in my life, I said, Mom, I'm not going to go through the motions anymore. After she passed away, I said, I'm going to go and do what I need to do. I want to go and live life to the fullest. Every single day, I want to live. Ever since then, I've skydived, I've scuba dived, I'm finishing writing my book. It's coming out later on this month. I'm so excited about that. Things are just happening. I've spoken in front of Congress here at the state. It's incredible. The doors have been opened as soon as I take a step. But you have to have a belief system. You have to be certain, and you have to have the right attitude to become a success. Remember, when you have enough knowledge and you put it in your skills. In other words, knowledge is the information, and the skill is the application. When you do these things, you also will become a success. I can't wait to see you become a success. You know, success is waiting for somebody that is bold enough to go out there and grab it. My name is Martin Seca. Thank you so much.